Hello everyone, welcome to the second video of Build Your Lab in Azure. Now here we are going to start configuring the virtual machines which were created in the previous class. If you have not seen the previous video, please go ahead and have a look. We have created two virtual machines. One is going to be the domain controller, second one is going to be the member server. I have already logged into the Azure portal to go ahead and start configuring the virtual machines. So let's get started. You can see the dashboard view over here. It shows the resources, and here we are going to talk about the virtual networks. So when we created the VM at the backend, it created a virtual network for us for the virtual machines to communicate to each other. These virtual network have subnet assigned to it and IP address given to the individual machine. So let us click on virtual network. I'm going to select the PowerShell VNet. That's where our VMs were created. Click on the virtual network associated to the resource group which you created, and this open the overview tab. On the right hand side you can see the virtual network interface assigned to the virtual machine. For example, DC01, our virtual machine has IP address 10.0.1.4 and it is assigned to the subnet 10.0.1.0/24. So this network was created by the Azure at the backend when we created the virtual machine. By default, the IP address assigned are dynamic. We need to go ahead and change it to static. Click on network interface. On the left hand side, click on IP configuration. As you can see here, the IP address assigned is dynamic. For domain controller, it is recommended to have static IP address. So we are going to change that. So please click on it and change the assignment to static as shown. Here you can also change the IP address of the system if needed so, but I'm going to continue with the same IP address and click on save. It might take a minute or so to apply the changes you have made. There you go, I'm getting a message saying that the changes have been saved successfully. Let us go ahead and verify the changes. Click on IP configuration and as you can see it shows static. We are going to apply the similar changes to your another network adapter. Click on virtual network created by you and select the second interface. We are going to perform the same activity as previous one. You can click on the bell icon to see the updates. Click on the IP configuration and verify that the changes have been saved. With changes saved, let us go ahead and start working on the virtual machine. Click on the virtual machines on the left and select DC1 to start configuring it as a domain controller. Power on virtual machine by clicking on start button. I'm going to fasten the process by cutting down the wait time so that we can quickly wrap up the video. For you it might take a while, so have patience. I have received the notification saying virtual machine has been started. Next step, I'm going to connect to the virtual machine. Here I'm going to download the RDP file which will allow me to make the remote connection to the system. Once the file gets downloaded, double click on it. Select the checkbox and click connect. When prompted, key in the admin credential. In my case, it is going to be VNet admin. So username would be VNet admin and key in the password. Now once you have logged into the virtual machine, we are going to start configuring this server as a domain controller. So click on start, click on server manager. I'm going to click yes, click on server manager. Click on add roles and features. Click next, next, next. Select Active Directory Domain Service. Add features. Next. 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 Install. The installation has been completed. I'm going to configure this server to be as a domain controller. Click on promote this server to a domain controller. We have three choices here. Add a domain controller to existing domain, add a new domain to existing forest, add a new forest. Now please tell me what you are going to select. Now as we don't have any existing forest, so of course the first two options doesn't exist, and I'm going to select add a new forest. For domain name, we are going to name it as ps.local. So that's for our PowerShell training, ps.local. Next. Key in the DSRM password, which is Directory Service Restore Mode password. Ensure it's a complex password. Next. Next. Verify the NetBIOS name. Next. Now in production scenario, generally we will change the location of your Active Directory database. For the training purpose, I'm just going to continue with the same location. So next. Review your selection. Next. Once the validation is done, you see there is no error except for few warnings. So please continue. Click on install. And this is going to configure your domain controller on this virtual machine. Now this is going to take time, and remember, once it's configure your server as a domain controller, it is going to restart the virtual machine. So be aware about this. There you go, the server was successfully configured as a domain controller, and now that's a restart prompt. Your computer is going to be restarted. Click close. I'm going to close all the windows. Close, close, and it restarts. So now DC1 has been configured as a domain controller. The next step is configuring ms-01 as member server. So click on the virtual machine. Select ms-01. Now before you can add a server to the domain, I need to ensure the DNS resolution works. So we are going to go to the networking tab for the virtual machine. Click on the network interface and add the DNS server, which is our domain controller. So click on the DNS servers tab. I'm going to click the custom option. Key in my domain controller IP address, which is also DNS right now. So 10.0.1.4. Alternative, we have 8.8.8.8. I have done the similar configuration on DC-01. Click on save, and once it has been saved successfully, we are going to add the server as our member server in the domain ps.local. So click on the virtual machine tab, click on ms-01, click on start, ensure the virtual machine is started, copy the public IP address and use the remote desktop client to connect to this virtual machine. So click on connect, key in the admin account. Again, for me it's vnet admin. Now this account was configured when we created the virtual machine, if you recollect. Click OK. Once you have signed into the system, click on start, click on server manager, click on server manager, on the left hand side click on local server, once the discovery is finished, change the workgroup option, click on change, and member of, click on domain, type in ps.local, click OK, key in the admin credential, now your server is a part of a domain. We can restart the system. We are good with the lab. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.